So Natalie calling. I live in Philadelphia, PA, and I'm currently a CRM director. So specialize in customer retention and lifecycle marketing.
Amazing. And to set the stage for everybody, would you mind sharing where you were in your search before you happened upon Career Amp and what was happening?
Yeah, so I felt like I was in I had a job that, I was grateful for that. But I started to get into kind of a bit of a toxic work environment. Everybody was kind of leaving left and right. And I felt like unappreciated. I felt overworked. I just felt burnt out. And it really kind of put me in a downward spiral where it's affecting my mental health. And I also had been searching for about, I think when the time I joined, like 8 or 9 months. And I was struggling because I really wanted a remote role. I had a 2.5 hour commute. So that's 5 hours a day that I was dedicating just to my commute, which was also taking a toll on me. And I was really looking for remote roles or something in my city. And I felt like I was just competing against so many people, and it was so hard to stand out. And so I was just in a place where I know that I'm smart. I know that like I could get my dream role, but I just felt like I needed a little bit of help getting there.
For sure, for sure. That commute sounds brutal. And I'm so glad that we found each other. And obviously we have something to celebrate, which we'll do in just a second here. But to help also the folks understand a little bit more about your situation, like as you were evaluating coaching partners in Career Amp, likely being one of them, what was important to you about finding a coaching partner and made you ultimately choose Career Amp?
Yeah, so I would say I was in a little bit of a unique situation, and that my old manager, who was also at the company that I was at, was experiencing the same things as me. We were in a position we were no longer, she was no longer my manager, so I felt like I had a safe space. She was becoming more of a mentor to me, and she had actually joined the program, and I was sharing with her like my struggles, how I was feeling. And fortunately, she had done a lot of research for me, and she said she'd done a ton of research on career coaching and like her next step, and she actually was working through the program. And part of me was like, well, you're still here, so does it really work? And the biggest thing that she said to me is, she's like, it is such a mind shift. She was like, I was in the same position as you. I was getting depressed. She also had a pretty long commute. And I felt like because we were in the same position and she felt so passionate about what she was doing, that it was something for me to explore too. And I think the biggest thing for me is like, I really needed that, I think, confidence boost at that point, because I was so broken down from my current role that I felt like I just had a negative attitude, even going into the interviews that I was getting, because I just felt like I didn't deserve to be there. And so I really wanted someone that was not just going to help me find a job, but also help me change my mindset, give me that confidence boost that I needed.
Yes, mindset is so powerful, and sometimes people think it's like this fluffy thing that we don't need to work on, or that it just kind of comes if we wait for it to come and land in our lap. So I'm really glad that you put that as a priority. Ultimately, it led you to a good place, which we'll talk about next, which is your biggest win. So what would you consider your biggest win? I just was doing the math and I saw that it was about 8 weeks from start to finish in terms of when you got your new role. So would you consider that your biggest win, or would you consider something else, or both? What would you say?
Well, one, as soon as my resume was updated, I started getting so many more callbacks, and I was actually starting to get like overwhelmed with the amount of like interviews that I was getting. And it just so happens that the current role that I got, they moved so quickly. So I didn't really have an opportunity to like even get much further in some of the other roles. But I think the biggest thing that I got from it is like, this is going to set me up for, I think, the next few years. So or really a lifetime of searching and applying for roles. I hope that I'm happy in my new organization for a very long time. But, I think the source stories was probably my biggest thing that I really got away from this. It helped me to frame up my accomplishments. It also helped me to realize my accomplishments. And when I went into my interviews, I felt so much more prepared, because I knew like the formula, and I knew from doing the exercise, I knew what my accomplishments and achievements were. I didn't actually, because I think I moved through it so quickly, I did start some of my side dooring, and I actually built some really good connections on the ones that I did do. But I'd say I was probably only like a quarter of the way through when I accepted my role. But now, like moving forward, if I'm looking for another role in the future, I feel like I have the tools now that I know what to do. And even now, I'm like, even though I got this role, I still want to continue some of that connection with people, because the people who do respond to you, they're the people who want to talk to you and who want to help you and also want to network themselves.
100%. You're totally right. And yes, these are skills for life. So I'm so pleased to hear this. And so huge congratulations to you. I'm so glad that you landed that quickly and got someplace that you feel like is going to be a better fit for you. So we are so thrilled. Last question here is, if someone's watching our conversation or watching this video and they're on the fence on whether or not they want to join Career Amp, what would you tell them?
I would say that yes, it's expensive because I think that was the thing that kind of had me, you know, on the fence for a moment, as it is like an investment in yourself. But it does pay off because I really think if I didn't go through this program, I wouldn't have gotten this role so quickly. And the negotiation also helps you to pay for it. I would say, like, even just landing your next role, you tend to get like a higher salary increase. And also, mindset and mentality is everything that's worth more than even money. So, I would say it's definitely worth it. And it's something like it is an investment, and it's an investment in yourself.
That's amazing, Natalie. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Anything to add before we sign off?
No, I think that's it.